Some of the questions I get asked absolutely the most are, what are your favorite brands for this or that, or what's your favorite electric guitar? Here's a fun way and a quick way that I just want to run through. Here are my favorite guitar brands from A to Z. A, I have to pick Alvarez. B, Breedlove. C, Collings. Collings, killer, amazing American-made guitars. D, Dobro. Could have been Duesenberg, but there's recently been a little, not drama, but there's a little bit of confusion and just lack of clarity on whether Duesenbergs are what they say they are. E, I'm sure you would assume that I would pick Epiphone, and Epiphones are wonderful. But I will actually go with Ernie Ball. I think the Ernie Ball Stingray, that's a bass, it's not a guitar. But even the more recent, the Sterlings or the Cutlass, sheesh, Ernie Ball knows how to make seriously great guitars. F, of course, it's Fender. Fender has made some of the most iconic and important electric guitars ever. G, oh my goodness, there are so many competitors for G. There's G&L, there's Gibson, there's Guild, there's Gretsch, there's Giannini. Would you put that in there? Let's take Giannini out of there. They're too strange. G&L, killer guitars, but I'm not going to pick those. Gibson, really great guitars, but pretty inconsistent, so I'm not going to pick those. I just recently got a Guild, and there's a deeply nostalgic part of me that loves Guilds, especially older ones. I've had a Guild D40, I've had a Guild D4, I've had a Guild D25, and most recently I just got an M20E. H, ooh, there's a couple in there. There's two incredible ones. First and foremost, absolutely, it has to be Huss and Dalton. They are incredible guitars. They're made in Virginia. They're 30 miles from here. They're just a great guitar company, and I love that I know the actual builders that made the guitars. Huss and Dalton wins, but honorable mentions for H, you have to talk about Wayne Henderson. Wayne Henderson, there's a book called Clapton's Guitar. It talks about how Eric Clapton ordered one of these guitars from Wayne in the early 90s, and it took him 10 years to get the guitar. But Wayne makes some of the world's absolute best guitars, very Martin style, but they are exceptionally expensive. I mean, we're talking $18,000 to $25,000 is a pretty normal price for a D18 style guitar. I, Ibanez, no question. J, Jackson, of course. K, Kalamazoo. Yet another amazing company that Gibson had some connection with. If you can find the 40s, 50s, 60s, or even the 30s Kalamazoos, they're incredible guitars, especially the ones made by Gibson. L, there are two that come to mind right away, and I'm pretty torn between them, but the more I think about it, one is clear. You have Larrivee and you have Loudon. I've owned a bunch of them. I have a couple videos about them. I owned an OM9 that was astounding. It was a 2009 OM9, wonderful guitar. The other L guitar is Loudon. They're incredible. They're Irish made. I know most recently they're kind of connected with Ed Sheeran, and he's somehow making guitars, or he started a guitar company that say Sheeran, but they're very clearly Loudon guitars. But definitely should know about Loudon. M. There are many contenders for the M, but for me, obviously, it has to be Martin. Martin is my favorite guitar company. They've been my favorite guitar company forever. Since I was like 14. I just love Martin guitars. The other M is Maton. They're super popular in Australia. They're not as popular here in the States. I know they're trying to grow their presence. They just opened something in Nashville. But yeah, Maton is good. Martin wins. N, National, especially a Tricone. I sold one a couple years ago. Wish I would have held on to it. O, Olson. Jim Olson. If you can find one of his guitars, these are the guitars that James Taylor has played for the last 10, 20 years. They're pretty pricey, $8,000 or $10,000. LMNO, P, Paul Reed Smith. I really like PRS. PV is also worth mentioning in there, but I think Paul Reed Smith is a great guitar company. They've done incredible things for electric guitars. Their acoustic guitars are okay. Q? I can't think of a Q. R, Rude. My friend Evan makes incredible guitars in New Orleans, but he is the epitome of just a small builder. He only builds, 8 or 10 guitars a year, maybe more. Evan, you should build more guitars. S. Ooh, Silvertone, that should be in there, but they're not the best. They're cool. Santa Cruz, incredible, top-of-the-line acoustic guitars. QRST, Thompson. Thompson guitars are incredible. They are so meticulously, wonderfully built. Thank you to Bonafide Guitars in Jackson, Mississippi for introducing me to Thompson guitars. U. I don't know of a guitar company directly that starts with U. Univox. right? I have some vague memory of, of a cheaper import style guitar by Univox. Sure, Univox, you win for you. V, Vox. Do you remember those super cool teardroppy crazy guitars? Those are great. W, Waterloo. Nathaniel Ratliff. I just watched a video last night of him playing just an amazing, it looks like a very 1930s, 1940s slot headstock, triple O size, 12 fret, cool inlay, binding on the sound hole. Yeah, Waterloo guitars. They're made by Collings, right? There's some connection there between them and Collings, so they won twice on my list of great guitars. WX, I don't know a guitar that starts with X. Same thing, it's up for grabs. Make a guitar company that starts with X, and immediately will be my favorite. WXY, Yamaha, or as the old hillbilly guys that I buy and sell from, they call them Yammerhalls. Yamaha, great guitars, red labels, especially from the 60s. But even then, they're all just rock steady, cool, good guitars. And Z, Zamitis, of course. So Zamitis, I've actually never played one, but they're these really iconic guitars, all inlaid, made with, tarnished nickel. They were incredibly popular in magazines, especially guitar magazines of the early 2000s, which was the main stretch that I was checking those out. Those are very cool. So there they are, A to Z, my favorite guitars. I'm sure I missed some, and I'm sure that there are some that you haven't heard about. If you have questions or comments about anything in this list, let me know in the comments below. What guitars do you want to know more about? Which ones have you never played? Or which ones did you think that I forgot? Also, what are fun words if you take your name? So if I took my name and I just picked guitar brands from that, I would have Jackson, Epiphone, Rickenbacker, what was the other? Ernie Ball, and then I'd have Martin. Oh man, this is an amazing guitarsenal here. And then why a Yamaha? I could have an amazing guitarsenal just with those guitars that come from your name. Who has the coolest guitar collection if you take the letters from your name and you run them through the list that we just went through? Thanks for watching this video. I'm Jeremy. I'm the Guitar Hunter. I hope you find cool guitars and gear, and I hope that this video helps you learn about guitars you didn't know about or remind you of guitars that you've long since forgotten. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to become a patron and buy a t-shirt. So patreon.com/guitarhunter, and then you can also buy a t-shirt over at jeremytheguitarhunter.com or my Reverb store. Thanks for watching this video. Go and fill the world with music and friendship. I'll see y'all later.